Synchron Mallets I, with the celesta, a glockenspiel and a xylophone, also features the results we have achieved with our brand new sample robot, which we use to capture the 36 velocities for each key of the celesta. The celesta's range is from C2 to F7. This instrument is simply a pleasure to play. One of the things that might not be too obvious for everybody who knows how a real celesta performs is how the release samples are placed, always depending on how long a note has been played. For 36 velocity layers, that's quite some release samples. And that's why you also get a light version of the celesta to save resources. It's the same samples, but with fade-outs instead of release samples. And you get a great selection of recorded glissandos with the same system through different ranges, like up and down on the white keys in the full range of the keyboard on C3 and D3, up and down the black keys full range on C#3 and D#3, a slow variation, same system from F3 to G#3, fast white and black keys glissandos from C3 to C5 and C#3 to C5 respectively on C4 to D#4, in a slow variation from F4 to G#4. And the same for the range from C6 to C#8 on key C5 to D#5 and F5 to G#5. So we arrived at the glockenspiel, recorded with a plastic beta, a metal beta, and a bow. Accessible through matrix key switches from C2 to D2. The range of the glockenspiel is from C4 to E7 on your keyboard, and you can use the modulation wheel to switch between different variations. Open strokes, secco strokes, and static rolls. Dynamic rolls from 0.5 seconds to 1 second and 3 seconds. As always, you can switch between crescendo and diminuendo with the key switches on A0 and B0. Let's check what that sounds like with the plastic beta. And if you like to create crescendos or diminuendos with different intensities, either take advantage of the release samples you get with the pre-recorded dynamic rolls, like with this 3-second crescendos that I can end at any point, or switch on velocity crossfade and create your own dynamics with the standard rolls, turned velocity controllable. The glissandos are organized in the same way as other instruments in Synchron Percussion 1, and they are available in an open and secco variation. Up and down fast on the white keys, up and down slow on the black keys. Full range from C4 to D sharp 4, low range from C5 to D sharp 5, mid-range from F5 to G sharp 5, and the high range from C6 to D sharp 6. One of the highlights with all instruments, the bowed variation is also available for the glockenspiel in the third matrix, triggered with the matrix key switch on D2. The xylophone has been mapped pretty identical to the glockenspiel, with the main difference being the different betas, wood and leather, and there are no secco variations on the xylophone naturally. The range of the xylophone is from C4 to C8, and in the first row you get the normal strokes. With static rolls available when you move the modulation wheel up. And you can easily turn those rolls into dynamic rolls if you switch on velocity crossfade. The pre-recorded dynamic rolls with different lengths from 0.5 to 3 seconds are available in the second row, triggered with C sharp 1. Of course, those dynamic rolls are switchable between crescendo and diminuendo rolls with key switches on A0 and B0. Release samples make these pre-recorded rolls easy to customize, as you can always exit the dynamic progression early if you like. The glissandos are organized like this. Up and down fast over the full range on the white keys C4 and D4. Up and down slow on the black keys C sharp 4 and D sharp 4. Octave 4 up and down in different variations C5 to D sharp 5. Octave 5 up and down in different variations F5 to G sharp 5. octave 6 in the same variations on C6 to D sharp 6, and octave 7 from F6 to G sharp 6. And to end our overview for Synchron Mallets I, the bowed variations for the xylophone in the third matrix on D2.